What's going on, everybody? Thursday night football, week 15, final home stretch going right now. Of course, we got the NFC South in the balance here, and the Buccaneers did a big time dub. So let's see if they come through for any Buccaneers backers, Buccaneers fans. Of course, this is a massive game going against Kirk Cousins and co. So obviously, probably ideal, though. It's not like Michael Penix lit the world up on in any case during his tenure as the Falcons quarterback, though. Obviously, nobody wants to see injuries to any player or back who's trying to figure it out. I'm getting some early lag spike, but it looks like we're good to go now. So let's hop in. We got a couple of promos to utilize. We got a promo out. And we are going to use every promo. We got the jackpot going on FanDuel. That's always fun. We got to try to hit our third jackpot this season. We have a profit boost on FanDuel and a profit boost on DK. Of course, we'll be taking advantage of every single promo we have, as well as betting first touchdowns. And let's do it. We'll find some EV stuff. So talk about the market here quickly. This game has moved a bit. There was some early Tampa Bay money. Looking like earlier today, this got to 6, but it got bet back down to 5.5, which is kind of where we're seeing it sit right now. And the total, which was something that I was interested in last night, didn't end up pulling the trigger, but definitely kind of regret it a bit now because it's under that key number of 44.5, sitting at 43 now. Just out of curiosity, what a 44 could look like in market, but at this point, yeah, bookmaker, that would be good, but you're betting into a very sharp market there, obviously. Angie did miss a good line. And then here, if we go to 44.5, doubt there's anything that we can get in on at any of the rec books that'll be worth betting. Yeah, even this like 125 at ESPN is not worth it. 123 at profit, also not worth it. So I do expect an under overall here. I don't think that either of these offenses, Tampa Bay included, are really like primed to like turn up. I think the Falcons defense is actually like still a bit like underrated, I'd say. Not like they're a bottom of the barrel unit by any means. And as I've talked about for a few weeks now, Baker Mayfield has been bad. He has been horrible in CPOE and EPA composite per dropback. So since like week 7 at this point. But seeing a quick early EV here, Baker over rushing yards. Actually, I'm going to quickly dive into that in a bit more detail because I'm curious if this is 110. It's EV to Kalshi and Sport Trade, but I'm curious what the rest of the market is on Baker. Some random injury news that I saw, not really random, obviously pertinent to this game, but not related to that bet, is I saw the Pitts is in. That looks good. And the Buccaneers, their overall injury report also looks very good, especially considering what we've seen from their injury issues this season. They're definitely getting some guys back. So let's pull up that Baker really quick and see what the rest of the market is, because that could definitely be a bet. I know Baker had that little bit of an injury. He's still running the ball like it's nobody's business. But if that's 16.5, 110 EV to Kalshi, but the other books are even higher than that. So yeah, FanDuel's at 18.5, Circus at 19. I actually really like this, and this is going to be locked in right now, honestly. Little Baker over 16.5. Let's just confirm its availability here at MGM. This like Buka, I actually bet yesterday. I actually have 44.5 and at minus 110. Missed it. We were talking about it on stream yesterday, but that has actually, I think, moved still in my favor. So definitely confident about that, and get it out yesterday on stream and also on YouTube Shorts. If you guys aren't subscribed on YouTube, go to YouTube, Echo Bets, or hit the subscribe button. But I'm not pulling this up on my other computer and getting in on this for whatever I can for this rushing yard prop. It's good to the rest of the market. Baker rushing, I think, is just, we know he's going to do it if he feels like he has to, and to do anything. And this is a must-win game. Make no mistake about it for Mr. Mayfield and the Buccaneers. So the guy whose MO has been get out of the pocket and run whenever need be. Also, guy's been less accurate over the last course of the season, like we've been talking about. I think he's going to have a lot of desire, a lot of opportunity to run that football. So appreciate that, bro. Got the thumbnail guy working. I got some custom edits for every day that we're going live, so I got a nice new thumbnail. So I appreciate the shout out there. hopefully that did, helps the algo, helps get much more viewers in here, learning more about EV betting, try and pick the odds, and becoming more profitable sports bettors. All right, so Baker Mayfield we're in on. I'll check Igbuka while we're here because that was clearly like a lag. But what am I looking for? Rec yards and see if this Igbuka is still worth betting. I know Mr. Evans is back, but I think that actually does open some things up for Igbuka, and that of course don't wish injury to everybody. But is Evans really gonna be running every single route? I don't think so. 46 and a half, 115. That's the market now. I got 44 and a half, 110. So 47 and a half here at circa only. There it looks seems to be a bit of value on like the under here at 50 and a half, honestly. Could be a little bit of a middle spot if you want to get a little bit crazy with it. Obviously not that crazy. This 110 at ESPN or the score now would be the best place to get in on that, or Fanatics if you have that. There's a score right there. I guess I got to I'm assuming all these lines will be the same at all points, but I might as well get ESPN out of there because we are officially dealing with the score bet rebrand. So all right, 2 bets to start. Let's go back to the EV and see anything that we can possibly lock in. Obviously, we were only there for 1 second because that Baker popped up and we pounced. Oh, I clicked the same thing. SK, talk to me, brother. What do you have on your card tonight? I know you've definitely taken some things. Curious what you're riding with already. And definitely we've had some first tutties here. As always, all right, do a quick prop scan for anything else EV that's worth betting right now. 10 to 1 lay. Rashard White over 32.5 R&R. Baker over 18.5 rush. Igbuka 4 receptions and 60 receptions. Cousins 1 TD pass. Very nice. I like it. Obviously, I'm on Baker and I'm on Igbuka with the rec there as well. 3 bet. Perfect. Definitely like that. Let's see. Falcons. So we're seeing 13 entries here. So let's keep going through. God, lag, man. I don't know what's been going on with my computer the last couple of days. Cousins under a half and cashed on it both times in the last 2 weeks. So that's something that I'm always going to be supportive of, is Kirk being a statue there. Algier anytime, 250. Penny, Kalshi, Novig, Circa not much better. FanDuel not much off. I'm 3.3% EV. I'm actually curious by this. I might lock that in, honestly. Igbuka over rec 365. Mayfield passing TDs under plus 130. Honestly, please and thank you. Let's confirm this availability because I actually like this a lot. And a game that I think is an under S game. I know the Bucks are big time throws. Baker's been having some poor throwing games lately. Not to repeat myself too much, but it's there. And then we're seeing to market back to the EV. I'm looking at 3.1% EV, and there's very big width, as you can clearly tell by the books that we had. It was to Penny at 114, Circa 110, Bookmaker 118, FanDuel 104, Novik 117. I'm betting that 130. I like that. So, all right, boom. Tell me about David Sills as the value guy on his ATL. Don't know much about him. So Pitts is back, so that's gonna, there was pricing him potentially not playing Pitts, and Sills probably had more value. I don't know a ton about Sills. I know he's getting like a decent amount of targets all in all. Mooney's been getting targets. Pitts has been getting targets. Obviously, Bijan out of the backfield. Tampa Bay's secondary is definitely getting better because they got some pieces back. We also got this guy, Drew Drummond. 130 here on under 2.5 catches. He's also in the mix here, but we'll take a look at David Sills in just 1 second. Because right now, of all the EV that we've looked at, we locked 2 in. I mean, we've seen Igbuka over 4.5 receptions. I think it was at 365. I'll find it again for you guys. But I'm interested in that Algier, and 145. So if you want to the Igbuka 5+, if you have 365, this is the best price to bet it at there. 3.2% EV, decent to profit in FanDuel. And I'm guessing it's an alt line at this point with Igbuka props probably moving a bit. Do a quick game line run, see if any first halves are popping up, any last minute slow lag in books or anything like that. Let's take a quick look. Then we'll go take a look at some more things manually. We got, again, the jackpot bonus, trying to hit our 3rd of the year. We have profit boosts on Um, I can't spell Falcons. Falcons. So we got Tampa Bay minus 9.5. Probably some FanDuel and DK. Tampa Bay minus 9.5. Some alternate spreads. I mean, listen, I'm not going to disagree with the market here. If there clearly is some EV here, going back to this one at 175 to profit in Kalshi, 152, 158, even FanDuel 164, Caesars 163. Guess it's not offered at a ton of different sharp books there, but like, is there any prime? This isn't moving with me. I actually think that the Falcons are live, believe it or not. So I'm actually not going to touch that. Also haven't bet that, so not like a massively strong feeling or opinion there, but I do think Tampa Bay is not walking to a victory tonight by any means. Let's look at David Sills. You can pull up FTN also. I mean, with my freaking the way my computer's been acting, I don't want to be pulling up too many tabs if unnecessary, but FTN for some context on the usage is always nice, and I think it'll be fine. So I'm getting stats open on another tab and I'll pull them up in a sec. But let's look at David Sills and look at Mr. Drummond as well. See what they got going on. This is first. Let's go to anytime. Mr. Sills. David Sills the fifth. 575 here at MGM, best in market. Nothing at circa, only 575. Penny, Kalshi, Novig. So I don't know if this is the David Sills week. Unfortunately, though, we do have again the jackpot, but it's not good to pinnacle either at FanDuel. So maybe not the best use of the jackpot there. Damn, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I think I actually do know what's going on. I've been using it like a shit ton lately, and it's 6 years old, so that's probably what's been getting to it. A lot of files going and whatnot. All right, so let's look at some more tutties. Jamal Agnew. Any love for Mr. Agnew? I mean, 35 to 1, only really priced there. Probably a TMP, CD. Algier, we saw. Let's take another look at this. No circa, but 250 here at MGM is a bit interesting for anytime we did see some EV there. To find Diablo, Mr. Drummond here, 525. Nothing at circa. I mean, there was some like late news I'm expecting circa to just have really like if you don't have Mooney, then I'll be shocked. Nothing. Wow, they're not pricing anything right now. I mean, there's still about like an hour, so we could see these pop up at any point here, but definitely a bit surprising. Kyle Pitts just ruled in. Circa's got him 250. Don't know if there's any injury news to consider with Algier. Not Algier. Mooney. I didn't see anything, but I haven't been looking at it too in depth, so I'm not really sure. And we go to some bucks here. Egbuka, like his yards, but best price there still at circa, so no thank you. Evans in the return. I mean, I guess if they are going to give him a lot of opportunities, a lot of targets, they probably are going to be in the end zone, right? Like he is that deep ball threat, that big body guy, that box out in the end zone, throw a fade ball. So Evans is definitely intriguing for sure because maybe they want to get him going because he's back healthy. I don't know how much he's going to really play though. Rashad White been playing well, of course. Bucky's back, so he's priced pretty highly. I mean, this is interesting because the Bucks love to spread the rock around, so definitely some opportunity on like a bunch of different guys all across the board for Tampa, and the odds are reflecting that. I mean, we're not seeing like straight up chalk on anyone or anything. So let me close. All right. Sean Tucker, any love for the third string back? Not necessarily 625. So no. Where's Bucky? 125. Okay, pretty priced pretty similarly across the board here. And then Tez Johnson. I mean, obviously with Evans back, I'm expecting a ton. And yeah, look at these odds. I mean, this is a guy who has had some really good games in Evans' absence and has played well, but not expected to be playing much at all today. He is getting some pretty crazy odds, which does like honestly give me a bit of intrigue because he is a guy who is like a one target, one catch, one touchdown, especially in that red zone when they do throw him some quick slants. But realistically, that could be throwing it to Evans. Um, Absolutely. My worry with Evans is I don't know how much volume he will see with coming back. I'm on that same page, man. That's why I think we're getting a bit of a discount on the line we got yesterday for Egbuka. That's why I'm hesitant to bet any touchdown or anything. I wouldn't bet really yards for Evans. I mean, honestly, if anything, I would bet touchdown over anything just because, again, like maybe he is like that goal line packages where we're seeing. I don't know if they're going to be relying on him between the 20 and the 20 to be making a ton of plays for them. I don't. Speaking of those guys, I didn't look at Godwin yet. So first HUD for Godwin. Again, nothing from Circa. Interesting. First HUD for what's Algier? That anytime is still looking pretty good and definitely could be a leg of the lay. 12 to 1 here, DK is not nearly as good as I'd like it to be. Any shot we're getting a discount on Bijan today? I mean, we're not getting a discount. I just want to see some prices. I don't know why Circa doesn't have anything going. Let's take a holistic view here with the market instead of going player by player. Player prop, first HUD. Yeah, just nothing Circa first HUDdy right now. I can give it some time. There's no need to like bet anything right now because if they do drop some lines, we'll definitely find some EV. Evans first TD, then it chills the rest of the game. I don't think that's like far fetched at all, honestly. I mean, I don't know about chill the rest of the game, but again, does align with my overall like thought process where when they're lining up from first and 10 at the 30 at the their own 35 that he probably won't be on the field, but when they're on the Falcons 12, he'll probably be on the field, assuming they're not running any jumbo stuff and they're just clearly going for the run game there. I guess first touchdowns we'll take a step back right now to see if Circa does drop any odds there, because again, if they do drop something that's like really off market, we could definitely find two snipes when other books are trying to adjust there. But quick anytimes for the boost now, Bucky. No, Charlie Warner, no. And again, I don't think this is going to be like an over-esque game. So definitely interested in like putting some, not having a ton of exposure on touchdown scores, and we'll definitely be building these parlays. But just again, my opinion, if you guys like the over, feel free. But I think that we might see an under here, even at the current market. Like I just think it does have low scoring Thursday night written all over it, not shootout, fun game, everybody flying over their numbers. Evans there. Shard White here, 370. I mean, nothing at Circa. This Algier is still good there at MGM with some EV. All right, so nothing that's standing out right to Circa. This is gonna be a bit of like a ball knowledge play here. Definitely not been any Kyle Pitts at this point, though Kirk does do well with him. Now, let's see here. Chris Godwin for a first. I mean, not from these prices. And we're not going for first right now. I'm looking for potentially for the jackpot now. Definitely want to have some gamesmanship in here. I mean, Baker 6 to 1 is definitely interesting. Like we're on over his rushing, and we know he's going to be taking a lot. Can't necessarily say a lot, but we know that he's gonna put his buy on the line if need be, hence our rushing yard over. And the severity of this game. Obviously, this is not that they lose and they're out, but yeah, winning this football game is a lot better for them. And damn, I don't know. Again, computer had a lot of new files, not uploading right as we speak, but I have had a lot of files in the last couple of days, and I think it's taking an L there. Sean Tucker, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. We talked about it briefly. Obviously, there is a bit of gamesmanship. This is the first or last. Where's Tucker? Did I miss him? No, there he is. I'm intrigued. Absolutely. Obviously, Bucky's back and healthy. Rashad's going. They do run that three-headed, I guess you should say. I guess legs work because the running back's a monster. I'm not deterred by anything Sean Tucker related, unless there was again some news that I missed, which is definitely possible. But um, I definitely am interested by Sean Tucker. I'm going to pull up FTN in a sec here. I'm getting the filter set up, and I want to look at what Tampa Bay the last 2 weeks with Bucky, even though he's been back limited, like kind of what the goal line work has looked like for them and the end zone work. Now, Bucky is a dog, as we know, so like I wouldn't be shocked to see him like fully take back control, but that hasn't been Tampa's MO like at all. So I'll switch my screen in 1 second here, getting the filters up and see what the red zone carries have been. Now, this is interesting, and this is why I'm interested in Baker already. This is his last 2 weeks. Is Bucky on the radar for the promo, or is it too chalky? I think it's probably too chalky, but if you decide that like the price isn't pricing in that, he's played 2 games since coming back, one he's not even fully healthy for, and he still has 3 of their 6, 8, 10 goal line touches. I can get behind that and I can understand that. Though with the promo how it is, I personally would like to get a little bit more bang for the buck and not go full chalk. But I don't a thought process that you might have that like I called out, that is a thought process. I have no disagreements. And as we see here, I mean, Sean Tucker to red zone carries still in these 2 games without or with even Rashad back, Bucky back, who's played 50% of the snaps, Rashad 41, Tucker 11.9. But I do have to imagine that this Bucky at 50 is only going to go up. I would have to assume that with his health getting better and with Bucky being Bucky here. But let's go and look at end zone targets. Though it seems like running the football has been what they've been doing in the red zone here. Absolutely has been. You got the Tristan Wirfs little tutty there. Everyone saw that. Otten, can't forget about Otten. I'm not forgetting about Otten. I think Otten could be sneaky. Igbuka and Godwin. Mike Evans obviously now in the mix. But I was curious if any running backs were getting any like goal line passing attempts or end zone targets. It doesn't look like that is the case, as again, last 2 weeks only, Bucky 2.5 targets, Rashad 2.5 targets, Tucker 0 targets. So Tucker's going to be one way, his way or the highway. They're going to give him the ball 3rd and 1, and that's that, or not. Let's look at Otten one more time. I don't think I dove fully into him because he's still looking at the snaps. Last couple of weeks here, I'm not going to switch my screen back over, but I'm just going to read it out here. 81% of snaps, 6 targets. Like, obviously, Evans is back, and it's not a ton of targets to go around here. I mean, Bucky and Rashad are both just under him with 5. So maybe Otten isn't the guy, but let's just look at the odds first before we, make any declarations. Is he out? Did I miss something? I'm doing a quick Google on my other computer. Oh, he's doubtful. 20 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm not like that late to it. I guess no, I see yesterday, 1 day ago. So sorry about that, boys. No, Otten, he is not in any mixes here. So I didn't forget about him on accident. It was strategic there. That I knew Mr. Otten wasn't suiting up today. So who's their backup TE? Who is their backup TE? That is the question. What's his name? Frickin' Payne Durham. Payne Durham. Let's check out his odds just for a second here. I mean, 5-1 here against market is actually looking pretty good. ESPN just went up. His routes last 2 weeks, 32%. So he is their TE. I mean, they have this guy, Devin Culp, also. Durham, though, in those 2 games, even with Otten playing 81% of those snaps, did still play 43 snaps, 1 target, 1 reception. So, I mean, if you want to get a little bit crazy, it could be Durham. He is getting the 5-1 price, like as a starting tight end. So that is like a bit interesting. I don't know how many people are going to be on him, but for the promo, he's only 410. So not as sexy. Not as sexy by any means. So honestly, I'm interested in Algier because I could see him scoring the first touchdown or the last touchdown. And I know how we should know at this point how the Falcons neglect Bijan to let him run 80 yards, and then they'll give it to Algier in the red zone. What's Bijan odds? One more time. Bijan is, I mean, minus 110 at FanDuel, like, honestly isn't awful. Definitely too chalky for the promo, I would say, but, we have some parlays to build. I'm not opposed to that. Evans just went up to 180, as a matter of fact, on FanDuel, at least I'm staring at it. For the promo, though, I'm going Tyler Algier. I have, we've had some success betting some Algier this season, and I'm going with him. Just doing the $5 just to be entered, not, betting anything over that, but I'm interested in Algier. I'm locking him in. Um, First touchdown, last touchdown, hopefully he scores at any point, but, if he does lock in that first or second, plus 240. A lot of options here in this game, so I think you probably will get a decent bonus bet regardless who you pick, except if it's probably, Bijan for the obvious reasons, but I'm going with, Tyler Algier for the promo. Let's see if any first touchdown odds dropped here at, Circa. Still nothing. So let's dive into some props and just into this game specifically. Then let's build out one of these parlays here. We'll have FanDuel, we have DraftKings. For me, I have both of them are 3-leg parlays. So we'll just be where we find the best prices and go from there. So um legs I'm interested in. I'm interested in for touchdowns quickly. Again, I don't want to be throwing a ton of tutties uh around the board here because I don't think that this is going to be a high total game by any means. I think that we can definitely see this game end 40. Still could be, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, but like that's max, honestly. Um, Obviously it's possible and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking this is a 4 touchdown kind of game. But because we have some Algier, where is Bijan? Am I blind? Yes. Bijan at FanDuel at 110 is honestly interesting. Is honestly interesting. Um, so I'm gonna add that as a leg. I'm also gonna add it on DraftKings as well, even though the odds are worse. They're the way that the pricing sometimes goes, it's like even when some of the odds are off, you still could get a better price. And this is that's a 50% live profit boost as well. So I'll definitely be utilizing that during the game. Some live PB there. But I'm gonna start with Bijan touchdown in both of these. And I mean it's only 115 at DraftKings, so we could definitely be seeing um there being a good bet to make. Uh, it's, um, so the other props here. Let's see, passing yards. I'm interested in fading Baker potentially. Honestly, let's see what the number is. So 200 plus, obviously, that is probably good, but that's an alt. I mean, circuit at 218, DraftKings at 225. I'm betting this under. I'm adding this under to DraftKings. I think we're going to build this first leg at DK. Um, Cannot parlay it at FanDuel, I know that for a fact, but I honestly like it. Baker's been so bad. He's been throwing the ball over people's heads. He is again sitting third to last with guys like JJ McCarthy and Shadur Sanders, and even if you filter it with minimum snaps, Dylan Gabriel for most for worst CPOA plus EPA per play. So I definitely like that, honestly, to take a stab at plus 106. But yes, you unfortunately cannot parlay that at FanDuel. That is a straight bet only. Um, Passing yards, let's see if it's annoying and you can't bet the under at GK. No, you can SGP that. So Bijan touchdown, Baker passing yards, I actually like. Not opposed to some reverse correlation here and adding some McBuka over, even with the Baker under. That to me is honestly interesting. Um, because we have the Ibuka baseline. I think that like because the market has it has adjusted from when I got it yesterday. that maybe like the discount that I was getting and thinking about definitely isn't there. But what are the odds here on DK? 60 plus 132. Let's see what that becomes with the boost here out of curiosity. Igbuka 60 plus. That's 11 to 1 pre-boost. Then with boost 1430. So we're fading Mayfield's under passing yards, Bijan anytime, and Igbuka over receiving yards. Uh I actually kind of like that a lot. We know Igbuka has the ability to have big games despite um not. So I'm locking that in. Bijan anytime, Baker under passing yards, and Igbuka receiving yards 60 plus for the DraftKings boost. That's 11 to 1 pre-boost. That's 1430 after the boost on DK. So I'm taking that. I'm locking that in. Next, we'll go to FanDuel and try to build up this boost here, and we'll keep checking back for first tutties. Um, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, let's see you again, FanDuel. Pull it up. Getting Bijan out of there. I'm gonna read off quickly also the like most receiving yard props. I mean, like QJ was a horrible bet on Monday, but whenever it ends up being a chalk and I take somebody deep down the board for like most receiving yards or most rushing yards, I never like am mad about it if it's a chalk. Like it's like I picked the wrong long shot. Like the guy who was expected to win ends up winning. Like still glad to have a ticket on somebody deeper down the board. So Pitts is the favorite at 310, 340 Egbuka, 550 Godwin. David Sills 30 to 1, Bucky 30 to 1. We know Bucky can of course do some things Yak. I think he's probably even gone there at some point. Um maybe not this season, but in his career, he's probably led a Buccaneers game in receiving yards despite being a running back. I think I know for a fact he has. Just can't quote exactly when. And on DraftKings quickly, I mean, game specials, not game specials, player specials. No, where is it? Where's game leaders? And I have it today. Oh, there it is. Pitts is 285, Bucky 28 to 1. Sneaky most wreck Bijan. Absolutely. Absolutely. He is 7 to 1 on FanDuel, on DraftKings. 650 on FanDuel, but 7 to 1 on DraftKings. Not gonna lie, and we can actually just build our parlay around that. Like, I think you're still better off laddering a Bijan receiving yards over. Now, if you're talking about most receptions, I personally don't see a straight up market for most receptions on DraftKings. Let me check FanDuel. No, no most, but I know we lost on Bijan over receptions last week, but that doesn't mean shit. As I think that they know they got to get him going. But receiving yards ready at 40. But that's the best price in market. So I'm actually going to add that to this lay here. Bijan. Well, it's even 37 and a half. I mean, excuse me. Minus 112 for the 3 yards. I think adding 40 plus is the move here. So I'm going 40 plus on Bijan for receiving yards. Well, let's keep scrolling here quickly. 164. I'm going higher. I'm going 50 plus for Bijan. 164. Best price in market for Bijan receiving yards. The last time they played, I mean, yeah, love to see that. That makes sense. Obviously, that was back in what was that, week 1? When the Falcons, Mr. I think it was Younghoe Koo, obviously missing kicks and starting off the Falcons season like how you expect, and then got the bigger MVP hype started as early as week 1 to then obviously, uh, you know, crash down pretty quickly there. So, all right, adding Bijan 50 plus. See passing prop. Well, go back to TD scores quickly. Again, I want to see if Circuit's dropping any first touchdowns. I mean, if we have to go blind, quote unquote, with it, we will. But obviously, we want to check Circus pricing. But I mean, everything is slow to load here. Give it a sec because obviously these guys are all getting priced unless there's something I'm missing here. Let's go on, do a refresh. There we go. Obviously, odd not playing, so don't expect odds there. But no, nothing from Circa. So we'll make our own decision. But right now we got Bijan 50 plus. I'll go to any time again quickly. See what we got going on here. Um, Anytime Toddy. We have that on the other lay, so we'll lay off that there in this one for Bijan. So we have even. Um, all right, Sills, no thank you. Egbuka, I mean, part of me is honestly down to bet Evans. Again, like Evans is not running a 65-yard go ball catch and run here, but if they get into the red zone, I could definitely see Baker toss it to him. And honestly, I could also see Baker running one in because we're getting a little bit of a boost here. I'm not opposed to a Baker anytime. Because again, in a game where I don't think there's gonna be many touchdowns, I think that capitalizing on somebody with like pretty high odds, and to when we looked at FTM before, did have a bunch of red zone rushing attempts, as we know here. The same price as Circa, so we look at some EV. I think I'm going balls to the wall here, honestly. NFL season almost ending. Bijan 50 plus just dropped in the slip too to 146. That's mad annoying. Hopefully somebody here hit that and help that move. But I'm keeping it in, not looking for another leg at this point. Not to chase this team, but we're boosting anyway. Bijan 50 plus, Baker anytime. And I don't want to go with another anytime touchdown, honestly, because like I said, I don't want to be overdosing on tutties in a game I don't think is going to have a ton of tutties. It's a Godwin TD. Yeah, no complaints from me. All for it, brother. All for it. Again, when it comes to like a team like the Bucks, where they're spreading the ball out to everybody, right? Like there's going to be some hopefully market EV you capitalize on. There's also going to be some game script that you are somewhat projecting. There's also going to be a little bit of like, you think a guy has a good matchup, regardless situations going on. And I could see that with Godwin today. Absolutely. My only beef with Godwin, all in all, is just like sad because he's a dog and he just got hurt so many times. I just feel like he looks a little slow, man. And it's like sad to see because you know what he's been through. Like we know how many times he's got injured. We've seen it all happen. And it's never fun to see a guy who has been a beast and it's really injury related. It's not like Father Time finally catching up. It's just like been injury after injury. Maybe I'm tripping. I haven't looked at any next gen stats to see if 3 cone shuttles or his burster, mile per hours on the field or anything like that. So maybe that's just my eye test proving me wrong, but or I should say leading me on a bit there. But that's what it seems like. Um, or the thing that's really bothering me is I know it's my laptop and not my Wi-Fi because like I can't move my mouse as easily, and that's not a Wi-Fi is not connected. That is a laptop is seen better days. Probably gonna clear some storage and type shit like that. But all right, Evans just actually moved 195 to 185. Do we add Evans? Like this is like definitely at this point going to be like a miracle type parlay. Where we're going for, I mean, it's 53.62 for Baker touchdown, a Bijan 50 plus receiving, and Evans anytime. I mean, if we take out Baker and we just take a look at some alternate rush yards for Baker, I'm actually curious about that. Rushing props. I'm on my phone here. Like Baker 25 plus is 162. I mean, Baker 25 plus, Mike Evans touchdown, Baker touchdown, Bijan 50 plus receiving. That's plus 10,850. Like, do we go out with a bang here, boys? Like, I know that even if this game is 7-0 final and the touchdown comes from freaking a defensive score, even if this game is painful to watch, because honestly, as much as I love football and I love betting it, I love watching it, I love talking about it. You're lying to me if you didn't say, even if you won a bet on the Chargers on Monday or whomever you had action on, you're lying if you didn't say that that game was disgusting to watch. But when it's April 5th and you're sitting on your couch hanging out doing whatever, you're gonna be like, I wish there was a disgustingly, terribly ugly football game going on. So part of me kind of wants to like take a little bit of a plus 108 to 1 parlay here. So I like any Falcons receiving. Like my problem with Cotto here is like I don't hate any Falcons receiving. I'll dive into all of them right now. Like let's pull them up. Let's pull up all receivers quickly. There's nobody that like I think off the top that is going to be good. Now Pitts got ruled in only about 40 minutes ago, right? So there could be of still some things going on here, but like Mooney 36 and a half here seems to be like his baseline. We could dive into all these players individually, of course, but like Kyle Pitts, I know he's gotten a bit of love. Like it's good. Place it now for the plus 108. I mean, I'm gonna place it. Like I'll rather have some fun here. Put $5 on that. I mean, my backs boost is what? I think it's 10 actually. Yeah, FanDuel with a 10. 10 to win a band on something that's really not that crazy. Like I not how I generally bet, boys, but I took it. So just to quickly confirm here, I took Bijan 50 plus receiving, Baker anytime, Evans anytime, Baker 25 plus rushing. That's obviously gonna be fun. We have first touchdowns to bet. Let's look at the odds here on some of these guys because while again I think it's not a terrible matchup. We're talking about some guys now for Tampa that I mean, excuse me, for Atlanta. Algier receiving no. Let's see the receivers. Like Dylan Drummond. Like to be honest, I'd be lying if I told you I knew much about Dylan Drummond here. David Sills. Like I know he's gotten a bit of targets. I actually at 20 and a half, I actually don't hate this. Let's look at this 110 at Caesars right here. Pull up at full market view quickly. But I actually kind of like this because he has been seeing a good amount of targets, honestly. And we did see some EV to Drummond's under receptions. Now, Drummond, of course, could still somehow have 80 receiving yards on 2 catches. Highly unlikely, of course. I'm gonna pull up FTN here. Let's hope that my computer decides to cooperate here. And let's see what we can find for the last 2 weeks here with Cousins under center and London not playing, as we know. And let's hope we don't get any lag. And again, I know it's my computer. Wi-Fi's been good. Computer's dying on me here. Targets, last 2 games. We know no London. Pitts dominating. Bijan, of course. Mooney playing well, though, a 33% catch rate. 3 receptions on 9 targets. Drummond and Sills. Okay, so they're actually – I said it was Dre Drummond. I was just honestly guessing. I feel like somebody said that to me. I mean, I'm thinking about Andre Drummond. That's probably how dumb I am. But Stills playing more snaps. Drummond seeing just as many targets, having more receptions, so he's converting on those. Devin Hopkins don't know much about. Charlie Warner, obviously been there for a minute. More of a blocking tight end, as you see, with 0 targets. And also Teagan, not going to try to pronounce his last name. But we know what obviously that the Falcons are in their best interest. Do everything through Bijan, find some pits, and then maybe have Algier cap it off, especially for our money today. But no, London really does transform this team. But for tonight's game, it doesn't bother me again in the sense where I kind of do like Atlanta because we've seen crazier shit happen. And now that we're like 3 weeks removed from London, I want to say maybe 3 full weeks without London because then it wasn't on the IR. Yeah, it's been 3 full weeks without London. Okay. Pitt's still dominating. Mooney, Bijan, Drummond, and Sills still tied. But Sills has those 2 touchdowns. Let's look at the usage here and see. So, well, actually, back to usage here on routes run because snaps don't necessarily matter unless you're not running a route and you're playing the snap. That's not going to. Alrighty here. So Pitts, Mooney, Sills, Bijan, Drummond. So Sills is running more routes. That's undebatable, and he has the more touchdowns. And back to efficiency here, or back to base here. End zone targets have been Mooney 3. Again, we know we had that touchdown kind of call back that then ended up swinging the momentum big time in that Seattle game. Drummond having one and Sills having one. So it is a bit of a pick your poison. Now, Sills is just on the field more. So to answer your question, Wolf Kyle Falcons receiving, going back to PTO here, I think that the Sills at 20 and a half, it's only 1 yard fewer or more than Drummond. And yes, Drummond has had a bit more yards and a bit more the same amount of targets, but Sills just on the field more opportunities, 1 more yard. Tampa Bay's secondary, not one to write home about, though. When you're playing now, Mooney as a WR1, Jamel Dean is a pretty good corner, and their second corners are actually pretty good as well. I would say I guess I will be on the Sills train, but maybe it is a week too late. But we saw some EV to Drummond under and like Sills. So let's go back to the game. On the odd screen, let's see what first touchdowns we got. But I think we're good to go here. Boost locked in. We got some EV. Got 2 straight bets. We're not over betting. Got some fun ones locked in. All right. Anything from Circa just yet? No Circa, no Penny, no bookmaker. I'm gonna quickly check another odds on my other computer, and then again, more proof that's on my Wi-Fi. It's my freaking this computer because this one's moving fine. I'm just curious here if this is just a quick PTO error or if first TDs just aren't up at these books. No, they're up at Circa, so I don't know why they're not showing here. Um, could be an API issue, but what I'll do is just go through it on my other computer quickly. And also could just be like my computer bugging. It's not like loading the data properly, but I am seeing prices on quick mute there. Going from best odds to worst odds here. For other way around, like worst as in shortest. Bijan 5-1 across market. Bucky 6-1 across market. Pitts across market no good. Mooney first at MGM is best. I kind of like that. Let's earmark that. Algier at DK is best. Sills at MGM is best, which is good to Circa. I mean, Circa is 20-1. Sills is 28-1. MGM 18-1 for Mooney. Circa's 14-1. Now, of course, expecting Mooney to be lower priced is understandable. But looking for best in market between DK and FD now, I mean, or MGM, Caesars, wherever we have it, even ESPN here. Mooney MGM. I'm locking Mooney. It's WR1, though obviously he's not like an elite player, but he is WR1 for today. Don't think this got these teams out of it. I'm betting that over at MGM at 18-1. So first touchdown, Darnell Mooney. Just confirming it's there. First TD, Mooney, 18-1. Again, for a guy who is acting first or wide receiver one here, I'm interested. So that's a nice one. Now we'll get a Buccaneer. And we have some options here. But we obviously are going to go by our pricing structure that we've been utilizing to make things happen. Now, let's see. Buccaneers here. Godwin is 11-1, 12-1 Circa, no good. Sean Tucker, 35-1, but at FanDuel and MGM. Egbuka 8-1 Circa, no. Mike Evans 10-1, but it's worse at other books, so like no. Baker 25-1. Like Sean Tucker, if we want to get really crazy with it, is like the best pricing from what we do. Now we don't need to bet any first touchdowns. Again, it's this late in the season, so we obviously want to. But where is Rashad White, excuse me. Same price across the board there. So from like an R standards for betting first TDs, it's the answer probably there's no clear-cut Buccaneer, honestly, from like a best in the market situation, honestly. Um, that being said, applying a bit of ball knowledge, I mean, like a wide receiver one and Buka 9 to 1. I think the price on Evans is just shot right now. Like, unfortunately, uh, for where it is compared to other books at circa now. I want you guys to be able to see it. Um, I mean, if my computer's not working, can't see shit anyway. But let's see. Let's see. First touchdown. I mean, yeah, it's not showing. I don't know what's going on here. No outages. So, interesting, but not betting Ted Johnson. Um, again, that Mooney show, like 18 to 1 here was the best price of all these. I mean, unless you have one X bet. If you do, if you're interested in tailing, that's the spot. And I mean, we can get crazy with Sean Tucker. I do say crazy because obviously, again, playing as well as he's been playing. But if they really do want to keep him in that like bruiser role, then it is Tucker. I mean, the best price in market for Tucker is this 35 to 1 at FanDuel and MGM, unless you have whatever this punt now. But the price at circa for Tucker is 27 to 1, bookmaker 27 to 1 also, plus 27.81 to be exact. So I'll do it with Sean Tucker. Somebody called it out earlier in chat. Forgot who it was. And I'm in. It was Puddin. I'm interested, man. Let's do it. Let's go crazy with him. I guess if you can bet it at your desired amount at MGM, you might as well for that second chance promo for limited MGM. FanDuel will do just right, but I could get involved with some Sean Tucker. Before I lock that in, because I have it loaded, quickly we'll check defense for both teams. 28 to 1. I mean, if Rivers here, punt now 42 to 1. Buccaneers. I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. I would not be shocked if we saw a defensive score be the one to get through there. But I'm gonna rock with Tucker here. Kirk Cousins definitely liable for a pick. The way Baker Mayfield has been throwing it, definitely liable for a pick. Kirk Cousins also liable for a fumble 6, but obviously asking for a lot there. All right, so let me read through what we got here. We have a Tucker first, Mooney first. FanDuel are going balls to the wall here. Baker 25 plus rushing, Mike anytime, Baker anytime, Bijan 50 plus receiving. DraftKings, Bijan anytime. Baker Mayfield under 225.5 passing, but Igbuka 60 plus receiving, a little bit reverse correlation, 1430. Jackpot, Algier anytime, and then our real bets, quote unquote, are straight bets with good EV confirmed, though those parlays do have EV on them as well. Are Mayfield under passing touchdowns plus 130 and Mayfield over 16.5 rushing yards, boys. So let me get to work quickly cleaning out some of these files on my computer to get this shit to work a little bit better for Stream Sunday, because this is happening on Sunday during the day. I'm going to be pissed off, as you guys know. So shout out to you guys for being here. If you hit that like button, if you're watching on YouTube, it really does help the channel grow, so it'll be much appreciated. And I'll be back Sunday, boys. Sunday streams, you guys know the drill. If you've been here, if you're new, tap in for Sunday streams. That's where we cook, and the chat will confirm that. We've had some amazing Sundays, parlays, touchdowns, first touchdowns, straight bets, side bets, alt lines, you name it. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace, boys.